rules out impeachment, John Boehner. And again, I want to open the phones up in the next segment to ask you the question. I understand what Pat Buchanan's saying. I know Pat Buchanan personally, worked on his campaign 3 different times. I respect Pat Buchanan. He's a good paleo-conservative, libertarian constitutionalist. He says don't impeach Obama. Let libertarian Republicans take over the Republican primaries, which they're doing. Let them get into the state and congressional federal level. But the problem is Obama could start new wars during the next 2 years. He could stage a false flag and basically stay in office indefinitely, or put a permanent bureaucracy in place via Homeland Security that transcends his administration and is a bureaucratic dictatorship. The economy could completely implode under Obama, and he could set the course for socialism and expanded taxation and government control. You see how he's already imploded the border extrajudicially, extra-legislatively, and is saying he's set to sign executive orders to restrict the Second Amendment and to legalize illegals outside of his congressional request. He's not going to Congress to get a law passed or even an authorization. He's just doing it as a fiat dictator. Not as a dictator who will be permanent and stay in office, but as a operating dictator for all intents and purposes. And more congressmen and senators are now saying that, because that's what's happening. If we got a dictator, would we notice? Not since Lincoln have we seen a president operate like this outside of Congress. And that was the Civil War last time. And notice he's been billed by the Democrats when he first ran back in 2007, 2008, as the second coming of Lincoln. He would crush the bitter clingers that clung to their Bibles and their guns. And so Boehner has come out. The Washington Times is reporting, as he did a month ago, and he has ruled out impeachment. He says it's a scam started by Democrats. And I agree that it is a scam going on for several years by the Democrats to say impeachment is imminent. We need to raise money for him right now, or he will reverse, the Republicans in impeachment will reverse the wonders of Obamacare, and they will reverse the wonders of everything else that's been done. The wondrous death panels, the wondrous losing your doctor and having your health plan go up in price, and the wondrous payroll tax on poor people, and the wondrous open borders, and the wondrous putting our military under UN control, and the wondrous Common Core teaching 2 + 2 = 5, and the wondrous Black Plague, and tuberculosis, and flesh-eating bacteria, and mites, and pinworms, and just everything spreading across the country right now as we collapse into a third world nation. The wondrous liver flukes showing up in Californian water supplies that were formerly not even in Central America. They were in South America. And so you can look at that and say, do you play politics and hope a bunch of libertarians get elected, which is starting to happen, and then reverse everything that the Democrats with their Republican blue blood neocon cohorts have engaged in? Do you let Obama keep operating for another 2 years when every week he tops his last outrage? My gut tells me absolutely not. You don't play politics with us. We've done this too long. He will pardon himself. He will pardon everybody else around him. Impeachment, removing him from office, is the only thing that stops him from being able to do that. And you send a message to the political criminal class that the games are over. And then you use that impeachment process to empower the states to create a new coalition of states to organize and to elect pro-Constitution, pro-liberty, American Restoration, emergency party people. I mean, you call it the emergency party. And if Democrats want to join it, that's fine. We've got to right the country. We don't want to wreck it and scuttle it under Cloward and Piven and Agenda 21 so they can take over. We don't want to go to a conquest government, a total collapse government, people standing in line for their welfare like the old Soviet Union. That's the model of state control they admit they're going for. And if the political class isn't scared into submission, they're going to go ahead with it, which you see them doing now. I want to get your take on this. Do we impeach or do we not impeach?
You are watching the best of the Alex Jones Show, weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. Watch live at Infowars.com/show or become a member of InfoWarsNews.com and help us take resistance to the next level.